I can.
Okay, awesome.
I'm going to start. Number 1, GDP. I have B, is used to monitor the performance of the overall economy and is, A, but is not the single best measure of society's economic well-being.
I have A too.
A. Okay.
I did B.
I had B as well.
Yeah.
No,
I
I felt I was really confused about this, and then I went back and I saw a couple of different places that said that it is not the best measure of societies. In fact, let me pull it
Yeah.
up.
On the last page of the textbook, there's like an explanation about it also. So that's,
Yeah.
because I had B originally, but then I read that and
Like on the
A.
PowerPoint, it said that GDP is the main indicator of a country's economic well-being, even though it's not perfect.
No, it's true, and it is, but it's not the single best measure. Right.
We're saying that it is used to monitor the performance of the overall economy, but it's not the best measurement of overall performance.
And it's because it's a rough indicator and it does not direct account for leisure environment, quality levels of health, education, et cetera, et cetera. So it is the most well used, but it is not the single best means.
So what was the page in the book that you were talking about?
It's 10-5.
Do you guys like the video that he put up this week? Was nice, right?
What's that?
He put a video explaining how like the class a little bit.
Yeah.
That was really helpful.
He does that every week. It's kind of nice.
Maybe
Really?
we should review all of the 4 videos before taking the exam.
Yeah, I think that will be great. I'm planning on reviewing all the quizzes and all the answers, all the quizzes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, what do we think on number 1?
I'm gonna stick with A because I feel really confident with everything that I read.
I don't know.
I even went online to take a look, and I know that that's not like the best source, but I found a bunch of different stuff that supported A, which is why I felt so confident going with it.
Yeah, I went with A based on 10-5 from the textbook. So.
So just from the in the end, we can conclude that GDP is a good measure of economic well-being for most, but not all purposes. It is important to keep in mind that GDP includes and what it leaves out. Yeah.
So it says in that section, it says GDP is not, however, a perfect measure of well-being. Some things that contribute to a good life are left out of GDP.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you guys want to go with, but that's what I went with.
Okay.
Number 2, according to the circular flow diagram, GDP, I have B, can be computed as the revenue firms receive from the sales of goods and services minus the payments they make to factors of production.
I was between A and B.
Yeah, I did A. So
I don't know why I have C then.
Yeah, I was back and forth between A and B, but
it was hard. So when we look at it though, because what page is that? Let's see here. I know it was tough. I was trying to figure it out too. Oh, come on. It's so hard to find stuff in this book after. Come on.
So it's in 10-1, figure 1.
10-1?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Mm-hmm. Stupid computer. Okay, so when I was looking at it, so payments, as payments firms make, 2 factors, and that would be as in wages, rents, and profits, right? And then received from sales and goods. So they're getting stuff, which is revenue from sales and goods from the firms, and then the firms are giving wages, rent, and products to the markets for factors of production. And in B, it says that they can be computed as revenue firms receive from sales and goods, which is true, and services minus the payment they make to factors of production. So which one would it be? Because, I mean, it's basically saying the same thing.
What do you think, Hunter?
So I originally chose C, but now that I look at it, now
I know.
what are the payments they make? I'm stuck between.
Because it's always a plus and a minus. So it has to be a revenue and it has to be an expense. So it has to be A or B, right?
Yeah, and I was stuck between B. I think it's B.
So can you guys explain why you think it's B?
GDP computed as a revenue. Yeah, now that I'm reading it more, that makes more sense.
I mean, they are making payments to factors of production, right? Through wages, rents, and profits. But then it also says can be computed as payments firms make to factors of production.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's saying the same stupid thing. I don't understand what.
I think the difference is in the order that it is, because like how the diagram is.
Mm-hmm.
I think B makes more sense because the GDP is going to be first the revenues that you receive, and then you take out the payments that you make to factors of production, and that equals your GDP. And A kind of has the other way around, I think.
Which is funny because, I mean, they have to purchase their stuff first, the firm, before they can get revenue from it, right? So crazy. But yeah, I mean, if we follow the circular flow, then it would have to be revenue first at top, right? I mean, that's the way the arrows.
Yeah.
That's why I think B.
Okay.
Yeah.
B. I'm good with B.
Okay.
Yeah, I was stuck between those two.
So confusing. All right.
ISO B for number 2. Number 3, gross domestic product measures A, income and expenditures.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
A.
I got
Me
you.
too.
In the GDP accounts, production equals A, income.
That's what I have too. Yep.
Yeah.
5, suppose that an economy produces 20,000 units of good A, which sells at $3 a unit, and 40,000 units of good B, which sells at $1 per unit. Productions of good A contributes, I have D, 2/3 times as much to GDP as production of good B.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I have B.
I have
Because
B as well.
You
I also have B.
divide 60,000 by 40,000, and then you get 3/2.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I also have B.
So you divide,
It's 60,000 divided by 40,000, and then that's
Right.
three.
You divide A by B.
okay.
Yeah.
It's basically like 1.5.
Yeah. Production.
Okay.
will contribute.
Number 6, gross national product for Chirix in 2015 is, I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure how to do this one. So
I think it's just
see,
the
200?
GDP. Yeah, I think it's just the GDP at the very top, which is 200. But I wasn't sure. I have a question mark on mine to ask you guys if that was like the right train of thought or not.
Well, but
That's-
they're asking for the gross national product, not the gross domestic product, right? Isn't that different? Because GDP is gross domestic, and they want gross national, right?
That
Because
is true.
in 10-2G, in that the FYI section, there's a bullet point on gross national product. Says it differs from GDP in that it includes income that our citizens earn abroad and excludes income that foreigners earn here. So there's a section in the table that income earned by citizens abroad.
Oh, I got it. So
So-
it's actually 204. Because
Okay.
it'd be GDP plus 9 minus 5.
So, okay,
Okay.
wait. It would be, say that again.
It's 204 because it's GDP, so 200 plus 9 and then minus 5.
Okay, so 200 plus 9 minus
Because
5.
you would add the income earned by citizens abroad and then subtract the income foreigners earn.
Okay.
Okay,
So then we're going to go with D.
D.
Okay.
Did everyone get on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
A farmer sells 5 pounds of pecans to a Smith's fresh pecans for $10. Smith's Fresh Pecans resells 3 pounds for $4.50 per pound. The remaining pecans are shelled and canned and sold for a total of $8. Taking these transactions into account, how much is added to GDP? I have C, $21.50.
Me too.
What I got
Me
too.
too.
In 2014, a farmer grows and sells $3 million worth of corn to Big Flake Cereal Company. Big Flake Cereal Company produces $8 million worth of cereal in 2014, with sales to households during the year of $7 million. The unsold $1 million worth of cereal remains in Big Flake Cereal Company's inventory at the end of 2014. The transaction just described contributed how much to GDP for 2014? I have B, 7
I
million.
have B as well.
I did C.
I have C as well,
I have
8
B.
million.
Because in there somewhere it said something about inventory being like you paid yourself
Right.
that amount.
Yes. I
So-
thought we added them together.
So you
Yeah.
add the million that was in storage, like the leftover
Yeah.
for that year.
In there,
Yeah, because in business, you still count that as an
Yeah.
asset. Like, even though you
Right.
have that, it still counts as an asset.
I think
Yeah.
it's C.
you'll sell it like the following year.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't, obviously it would still count for this year.
Okay, so C, 8 million.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Consider two items that might be included in GDP. One, the estimated rental value of owner-occupied housing, and two, purchases of newly constructed homes. How are these two items accounted for when GDP is calculated? I put D.
I was between B and D
I have B.
I have B.
because yeah, it was saying that if it's a brand new house, it's an investment, but if it's like a house that you rent, it's a consumption.
Okay.
I think it's B.
But also
So-
D, it's like also it's correct because it says only item 2 is included in GDP and is included in the investment component.
Yeah, didn't it say that a new house was considered an investment, so it's in GDP, and rental value is always considered GDP?
So it'd be
Yeah,
B.
they're both considered GDP.
Yeah,
So
so I
it'd be-
thought it was A.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, it's
Yeah, but
in-
that is not a
sorry.
consumption. The
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
number 2 would be an investment.
investment.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
So-
I looked at that wrong.
Yeah, B
I
makes
think it's
more
B
sense,
because
right?
not only item 2 is included in GDP, they're both included in GDP.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, just a different category, one consumption and one of investment.
Exactly. Yes. 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 Sorry, I looked at that.
Okay,
wrong.
so we agree B is on boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, awesome.
The city of Ann Arbor, Michigan buys a police car manufactured in Germany. In the GDP accounts, this transaction is included in. I have B, government
I have B as in boy.
expenditures and
I have
Me
imports.
too. Me too,
Okay.
B.
Yes. Me too.
In the economy of Tajikistan in 2015, consumption was 3,000, exports were 1,200, GDP was 8,000, government purchases were 1,200, and imports were 600. What was Tajikistan's investments in 2015? I have D as in dog.
Yeah, C.
I had no
Hold on,
idea how to
A.
do this one, so I was gonna ask you guys for help. I have no idea.
So I looked at the little, cheat sheet of what equals gross domestic product, like the
The equation.
consumption plus investment plus
Mm-hmm.
government spending plus net exports or import exports. So that means that you would do like 8,000 is your GDP, like an algebraic, so 8,000 equals consumption, so 3,000 plus your exports but minus your imports, and then plus your government spending, and then you have to do like X or something for your investments, because that's what you're trying to find. So all of that should, so 3,000 plus 1,200 exports plus 1,200 government spending minus your imports, and then that all has to equal 8,000. So whatever's left over would be your investments.
So what did you get, Melissa?
I got 3,200.
I also got
3,200.
3,200.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that originally, but then when I went and read back about net exports, I read that net exports were imports minus exports. So wouldn't it be like, so I did 600 minus 1,200 and got negative 600?
No, it'd be
Exports.
1,200 minus
exports
600.
minus imports. Like on the PowerPoint, I don't know if you can see that. It says, can you see that? I don't know. My stupid light.
Kind of.
Kind
It
of.
says exports minus imports equal net exports or whatever.
Can you
Right?
can you show me that again?
Yeah. Find my stupid phone. Sorry. Oh, stinking. It was on that PowerPoint that he did in his
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with A.
So A, 3,200.
Net exports equals.
I see it.
Okay. So is everyone good with 3,200 A?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 12. What were country A's imports in 2010? I have C, $88.
Me too.
Me too.
See.
The
So
GDP.
what did you guys use for that? Because I got D.
I just used the table.
Yeah, it should just be the foreign purchases of domestic produced goods. Because that's what the export is.
Domestic purchase
Or
of foreign
import,
goods.
sorry.
So it'd just be the second to last blank on the table. It literally takes nothing else but that.
So 120.
No, 88.
Because that's domestic purchases of foreign.
Right, so they're importing.
Foreign purchases of domestic. No, that's foreign people purchasing their domestic stuff, right?
Yeah,
You're
And
right.
then
It would be
that is 120.
Oh my gosh.
right?
I
Yeah.
think so. I think you're right. We read that wrong.
Because domestically, they're purchasing foreign goods into their country.
What are the chances that all three of us read that wrong?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
the
so
bottom one.
D, 120.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
Okay. The GDP deflator for years subsequent to the base year measures the change in. I have A.
I have A too.
Have A as well. Nominal
Alright.
GDP.
Okay. A hypothetical country of land produces only movies and popcorn. Quantities and prices of these goods for the last several years are shown below. The base year is 2015. In which year is this country's nominal GDP the highest? I have D, 2017.
Me too, D.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
The country of Caspia produces only cereal and milk. Quantities and prices of these goods for the last several years are shown below. The base year is 2015. The country's output grew. I wasn't sure how to solve this one, so.
So the base year is 2015, so everything goes off of that price. So $4 for cereal and $1.50 for milk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we have to figure out which one is accurate. So between 2015 and 16, how much did it grow? But you're still going to use the prices from 2015 to figure it out.
So yeah, that's what I'm interested in because I did a bunch of math and I didn't really get anywhere. So I want to know how you did the math.
That's how I was.
Okay, so 100 times $4 for the cereal is 400. $1.50 times 180 is 270 for 2015. And then for 2016, we're still going to use the 2015 prices. So $4 times 120 is 480. And then $1.50 for milk times the 200 quantity is 300. We have to add those together. So 300 plus 480 is 780. And then in 2015, we need to add those. So 270 plus 400 is 670. So for the first one, to see if that's even close, we have to do divide it, right? So that would have gone 85%. No, did I do that backwards?
Melissa, what did you end up getting for your answer?
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten the answer yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's as far as I got, and then I ran out of time because I didn't have time to work on it. So,
what did you get, Hunter?
I ended up getting C, but I just kind of got lucky, and I was just like literally mashing buttons in the calculator, and I think I got one that was like 0.4 off of that, and I was like, well, sounds good enough.
okay,
That's
so
how
let's
I
make sure that we got it right, though.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I was asking you, just to see if like my process actually worked.
Okay. So let's see, 2016 to 17 would have been, oops. What am I doing? There's, I have to remember how he did that. So when he was figuring out the percentages, right? Because that would basically be the inflator, right? Or deflator or whatever. The output grew. So how would you figure that out? Which one do you divide it by? Wouldn't you take 780 divided by 900? But that's 86%. That's not even close.
Yeah. Nothing that I was doing was really getting anywhere.
So 180 times $4 is 720. 240 quantity times $1.50 is 360. So that equals 1,080. So, oh, I think it's, okay. I think it's D. Nope. What the heck? The base year is 2015. What the world? So inflation rate, but we're doing output grew, right?
Yeah, output grew.
But they're still finding the percentile in the inflation rate. So is that the same, what they're still asking? It says inflation is to describe a situation in which the economy's overall price level is rising. The inflation rate is the percentage change in some measure of the price level from one period to the next. But we want quantity.
Okay, maybe.
So it says because GDP deflator rose, the inflation rate.
So should price even matter, and they're just throwing that in to mess with us?
Well, price would matter because if you just use the quantity, that the percentages that they have really wouldn't make much sense.
So he was saying that you have to pay attention to whether they're talking about quantity or price, if I remember right. And that if they're talking about quantity, then the quantity stays the same and you go off of the price. So if that's the case, then we would be doing the 100 quantity and the 180 by the price difference instead. Let's see what that is. So then we'd be using 100 quantity for all of the prices, right? 400, 400, 500, and 600. And then 180 would be the same all the way down.
This is where I got stuck on this question.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll make more sense if it's.
I was trying to do it all in Excel because it calculates easier, but
Oh yeah, I always forget about that.
yeah, Excel is really nice.
I love Excel. I'm still like, all my percentages are way too high.
Okay, so this says to determine the output, to analyze, then subtract the prior year's output from the current year's output. And then after that, you divide the prior year's output by the difference of the current year and the prior year, and then multiply by 100%.
Oh,
For
that
the
would work better.
deflator,
That would work way better. Divided by 20.
So like if the total output per year,
Shoot.
would you get crazy numbers?
Okay.
Yeah. See, I just tried something else and it didn't make any sense either.
Maybe we should come back to this one.
okay.
That way, because that worked last time when we did that. Made things go by faster, at
I
least.
think we still got that one wrong though, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll come back. So 16, a country reported nominal GDP of 115 billion in 2010 and 125 billion in 2009. It also reported a GDP deflator of 85 in 2010 and 100 in 2009. Between 2009 and 2010, I have D, real output, and the price level both fell.
I had C. And I had
I couldn't get to
something.
these questions. I ran out of time as well in the last four.
I ran out of gas.
So I put D because in 2009 the price was 125 billion, and in 2010 it was 115. So it fell between that year. It fell 10 billion. And the GDP fell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you do like the inflation rate formula, there was a decrease.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the years got me switched because it says 2010 first and then 2009.
Yeah.
And you thought it was D?
Yeah.
She thinks it's D.
I think
I
it's
thought it was
D.
C, but I think she's right.
So does everyone get on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The table below contains data for the country of Baterland, which produces only waffle and pancakes. The base year is 2013. This country's inflation rate from 2010 to 2011, I have B, 38.2%.
That's what I have too.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. The table below contains data for the country of Togo. The base year is 1974. From 1975 to 1976, I have B.
Me too.
This is for what? 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had put A, but I wasn't sure, so.
Since you're just talking about the inflation, it should just be 750 divided by 3,000, because that's the difference between that's the difference between what it was and what it grew.
Oh, from 19. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
So is everyone good with B?
Yeah.
Okay. 19, GDP per person tells us the income and expenditures of the, I have C, average person in the economy.
Me too.
Yep.
The underground economy, I have C, includes otherwise legal transactions that go unreported or unrecorded.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Okay. So 15, back to 15.
Okay.
I think we have to find the deflator first. So the nominal GDP divided by the real GDP first. And then once we find that, then we're supposed to take, right? I don't know.
I did all of that and I still couldn't match it.
20 divided by. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's A. Because look, if we're only talking about quantity, right? If we leave the price out, the difference between quantity of milk from 2015 to 2016 is 20. So if you take 20 and you divide that by 180, you get 0.11. And if you do the same thing with a quantity of cereal, that's 20 divided by 100, that's 0.20. If you put those two together, that's 31.1%. Not 31.3. Okay, well, never mind.
Wait, but I think you might be onto something. So say that one more time. What did you do?
If you just take the quantity of each of the sides, right? So quantity of milk, the
Right?
difference was 20, right? Between 180 to 200. And then you divide that by the original year. That's how you see the increase.
Mhm.
That's 0.11. Like that's 11%. Then you do the same for the cereal. That's 20%. You put those two together, that's 31%.
Yeah, I see.
I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
But if you don't mess with price, because it's talking about output. Output is quantity, not price. I don't know if that's right. I was just starting with A and then I got that. So I guess we could do the others. I have no idea if that's right or not. So
we had an output growth in of 40 divided by 280. Is that what you're thinking? That's
right.
14% increase.
So
And then if we do
16,
16 and 17,
that's
so we
only
have
25%. So if let's assume I'm right, B and C would be out. And then 30 divided by 150, that's 20%.
It doesn't work.
That's 40%. So that doesn't work for D either. I guess A was the closest if what I was doing is right, but I have no idea.
What kind of was just missing? But they have the biggest growth between 2017 and 18. That's nothing to do with the output. So they want us to base on 2015 though.
That's how I feel.
What do you feel? Wait, what?
Whoever made that big sigh, that's how I feel right now.
Oh, yeah. Amen.
Does not make sense.
I remember he saying something like this in the video, but no about percentages. He never said anything about percentages.
If all else fails, check the book again, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for something.
Oh my goodness.
I liked last week a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Jeez.
Agree with that. I'm not finding anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we could, worst case scenario is one of us emails him and tells him that we're completely stuck on this if he can help us. And then we all wait until tomorrow to take the quiz. Maybe he'll make us a video and email it to us.
That'd be cool.
Does he has office hours right now, or it's?
I think it's like 9 to something Eastern time.
Let me see if he's
His,
there. He was there
his
earlier.
hours 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern time. If you have any questions.
Oh,
So
so
that would
we're
have been 7:30 to 8:30, right? Our time.
2 hours
Or any
ahead.
over.
Okay, I'm reaching here, but this might be completely wrong, but I went to my old notes, like super old notes, like from a few semesters ago. And this says GDP deflator. So it would be nominal GDP over real GDP times 100. And then you turn that answer into a percentage. Oh, goodness. I think Karina has a point. We should probably do that.
Yeah.
We'll see, I guess. I just wish we could see the answers soon, but I guess it can't.
The only problem is I can't meet like tomorrow.
We could just email.
Yeah, we can text.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just didn't want to.
I don't think they're asking. I think that's the problem. They're not asking for GDP. They're not asking for, I mean, the inflator. They're not answering, or I mean, asking for any of that. I don't think that's the point of the question.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do is the whole inflation, deflation stuff. And that's not even, I don't think that's relevant. They're just looking for how much the output grew.
So your thing is just asking from 2015 to 2016 how much it grew in those days, and that 2017 and 18 doesn't really matter.
No, I just mean that when we're looking at all the deflator, inflator, and all that stuff, but that doesn't even matter because what they're asking is just how much the output grew. So basically, when you're going from 2015 to 16, your output grew by 20. But how do we find the percentage rate? What are we going off of, you know?
Yeah, they don't give us much information in there.
Okay, does someone want to send them an email and just CC us all in the email?
I can go into the email to see.
Thank you, Jose.
Because it says that he's connected right there, right?
I don't know.
Also, I have his phone number. I can text him if he can get in, but probably it's too late for him.
Well, it didn't have to be tonight. It can be tomorrow.
Yeah, I can send him the email.
Okay.
Yeah, see if he'll explain it to us, or at least how to do it, and we can do it, but if he can at least explain it to us.
In the meantime, I guess we'll just post the meeting to the board.
Yeah.
Or we can ask on the, you know how he has a section of questions and answers? The overview?
Yes.
Where he puts the videos. We can post it there, and also I can send him the email.
Okay. Since we're not going to meet again, I mean, we can just text since we have a new group going. I'm still going to finish and post the video because then that's done. And when we get the answer tomorrow or whatever, we figure out we can just text and then we can still take the quiz tomorrow night.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jose.
Yep.
Thanks, Jose.
All right, guys. I'll post the link here soon.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys have a good one.
See y'all.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.